All right. Aiden Fisher. Start with Mike and then go to Matt.
Yeah, Aiden, you guys haven't played a lot of close games. Six nights ago, going back to James Ness, and not a lot of games like this. How important was it to have this, face adversity in the final 2 minutes and come out with a victory? How important is that going forward and something to build on?
Yeah, it's huge, especially for your team that, you get a lot of transfers and a lot of new guys. You have to face adversity at some point in your season. I think it's good to face it early. And I think we did a great job bouncing back, being relentless, being resilient. There were a lot of ups and downs in this game. A lot of things didn't go our way. Some things did. I just think everybody did a great job just keeping their composure, keeping their head down, just working, and, ultimately making the plays that mattered at the end.
Go ahead, Matt.
Obviously, you guys have played great defense this year, but this is the first game where every possession mattered. Like, if you gave something up, it really could be the determining factor of the game. How proud of you are of the defense, and what did you learn about your teammates on that side of the ball in this game?
Oh, man. Games like this I love. Everything matters. The smallest little details can come back to hurt you, so you really have to be on your P's and Q's in games like this. I think we learned a lot about a lot of people today. Isaiah Jones is playing great. Elijah Hardy's playing great. Lewis Moore's playing great. The whole D-line's playing great. Amari, I can name the whole defense. Everybody's just playing really well right now. But I think the thing that's, sticking out the most to me is how well we're playing together. Fixing the D-line. And then, if we're fixing the D-line, who's going to fix us? The safeties will come in, or the corners. Everybody's just playing really good football right now. I think our communication took a step today. And I know Coach Sig has, spoke on that and, kind of pushed us to be a little better in that aspect. I think we did today. But games like this, you got to love and embrace.
Zach?
Pat called that. It looked like he was giving kind of a team-wide speech during that delay at the end of the third quarter, where the referees were trying to sort through what had happened after Fernando got hit. He called it a centering moment, kind of in the game for this team. Just what was his message there, and what do you feel like the team gets out of maybe a chance that you don't normally get in a game to just pause for a second as a whole group and just kind of pull back together?
Yeah, he basically said we're right where we want to be. It's a dogfight, and you got to embrace things like that. I can't give you word for word of what he said, but got a lot of people going. And basically, I think it really just pulled all of us together and to know that we're all in it together. Everybody's got each other back, and I just think at the end of the day, it was going to come down to who wanted it more and who was a closer football team that trusted one another more. And I think that's us every time.
We're going back to Joe and then Seth.
You mentioned how this team's come together through the 5 weeks. When you have moments like this, a physical game like that, now 5-0 with the bye week, how have you seen the growth of this team from week 1 to now?
Yeah, it's been huge. I think we've gotten better every single week. And obviously, your opponents get tougher. You get challenged a little bit more, and I think that's great. I think our team is, playing really well together. And, week 1 we were not. We were a lot of individuals just, trying to play a scheme together. Now it feels like we're a unit playing, really good scheme defense and just playing off each other and, playing fast.
We'll go Seth and Sammy.
Yeah, Aiden, what went through your mind seeing Elijah break that tackle and how's the touchdown at the end? You've played with him a while. What's it like just to see him have a moment like that?
Yeah, nothing shocked me about it. When I saw the ball hit his hands, I was like, yeah, that's probably the game right there. He's an unbelievable person and an even better player. He just does everything right and does it the right way. He's a great teammate, a great leader. In moments like that, he embraces it. I think I just saw his stat line. Yeah. There's just not a lot that, surprised me with him anymore. Just such a good football player and, a great person that, deserves everything that comes his way.
We'll go Sammy, then we'll wrap up with Daniel.
Aiden, with D'Angelo Pons out, Ron Gandy stepped up. What did you see from him to kind of, you didn't miss a step in that spot?
Yeah, he played great. A lot of communication was coming from him. He did a great job, getting everybody's attention, pre-snap, just make sure that we all saw things the same way that he did. But he just did a great job stepping up when his number was called. Really proud of him, and he's kept his head down all throughout fall camp, all throughout the season. Knowing his opportunity was going to arise at some point, I think he took advantage of it today.
Daniel, last one.
On culture, when you can come in here and it's loud, it's hectic, and you win, and it's hard fought, what do you feel like y'all proved?
I think it proves that, this is a team that should be taken serious. The football team we just played was a really good football team. They're gritty, they're disciplined, they will not beat themselves. Obviously I think we saw that, but I think it just speaks to how much that we care about winning. That it doesn't matter at what point the game is at. We know at some point we're going to have a breakthrough point. We're going to come away victorious, but we just kept chipping away all day. Offense, defense, special teams did a great job. So everybody just kept chipping away. We knew at some point we were going to be able to, kind of break free and, win this football game. But just thanks speaks to, the culture that we've set here. We expect to win these close football games. That's kind of like what we do now.
Great. Thanks, Aiden.
Awesome.
Thanks.